What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be making all 10 Halloween Horror Nights houses from worst to best. Let's do it. Now at number 10 we have the Exorcist Believer, and I didn't even do this house, so there's not much to say. At number 9 we have the Darkest Deal. This house really disappointed me based off all the hype around it. I mean, it wasn't a horrible house, but I just expected so much better from it, and I didn't like what we got from it. At number 8, we have Chucky Ultimate Kill Count. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't hate this house as much as other people say. I think it was well done. I think there was some good scares in this as well, actually, which for a Chucky house is pretty surprising. But the main thing with this house, it was disappointing. Like, I was expecting so much better out of this house just to get what we got. And, like, I think Hollywood had much better of a Chucky house compared to what we had. Like, Hollywood had what Chucky was supposed to be. And I wasn't, like, into the house as much.
At number 7, we have Dueling Dragons, Choose Thy Fate. This was a really fun house. I love getting to pick which side you go down. And I love how there are 4 different endings, meaning even if you pick the same side, it could be a different ending. However, I do think this house was overrated. Everyone's saying, like, it should be House of the Year. I don't agree with that. However, I do think it was a beautiful house. At number 6, I'm putting Blood Moon Dark Offerings. This house was last on my hype list, but it turned out to be really good. It had some great scares in it, and it had beautiful set design. At number 5, I have Yeti Campground Kills. I loved Yeti Terror of the Yukon. It was one of my favorite houses of all time, and it was one of the first houses I did. And that got me really excited for this one, and it did not disappoint. There were some great sets in this one. I loved the 50s camp theme vibe. The Yetis were actually surprisingly scary. They had great scares by both the Yetis and the humans, and it didn't feel forced like I felt like it would be. And overall, this is a really great house. At number 4, I have The Last of Us. This was number 2 on my hype list, and just like Yeti Campground Kills, this one did not disappoint at all. There were great scares, and it felt like you were right in the game. And if you were a fan of the game, you would be a fan of this house. We were seeing clickers, bloaters, hunters, runners, and we even saw Joel and Ellie. Now, the reason this house is lower than I expected, I feel like there wasn't enough Joel and Ellie, and I definitely didn't like that it was only based in the Pittsburgh section. But I do have to say, the scenes we got were amazing, and I wouldn't have done this house any other way. At number 3 is Universal Monsters Unmasked. Now, right away, you walk in and this house is absolutely beautiful. And I expected nothing less, because every Universal Monsters house we've had in the past, they've all been beautiful. This house also had some great scares coming from each monster, and I also loved the variety we had. We haven't seen most of these monsters in the past, and Phantom of the Opera was definitely the main focus of the house, and his scenes were absolutely amazing. However, the Invisible Man, he only had one main scene, and I expected better from him, but I still really loved it. I definitely was surprised by how we saw Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. I didn't think they would be one of my favorite parts of the house, and the Hunchback that one scene was amazing, and the end room when all of them come out at you was also amazing. If you didn't know much about Dr. Oddfellow, you would not have been a big fan of Dr. Oddfellow's Twisted Origins, but I loved this house. We got so much Oddfellow, and I was so happy with that. I loved the circus theme. There were a bunch of clowns, and there was so many hints at Jack the Clown, but that one scene where we see the silhouette of Oddfellow killing Jack was my favorite part of the house. I loved when Oddfellow was on the stage, and overall, this house was amazing. It also... Am I a bit biased towards Stranger Things because of how big of a fan I am of the show? Probably yes, but either way, this house was still amazing. They recreated so many great scenes from the show, and the sets were amazing. It felt like you were right in the show. Not to mention, the actors look so much like their character. And there's so many great scenes to point out, like Vecna's lair. They had Master of Puppets running up that hill. They had Chrissy's death scene. They had Eddie's death. They had the Creel House attic. They had the end where like the upside down comes up to the world. And this house was just amazing. I know a lot of people are disappointed by it, but I thought it was a phenomenal house, and it is definitely my number one for the year.
...2023 Halloween Horror Nights house rankings. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and join the Discord because this Friday we are having a game called Dr. Oddfellow's Twisted Oddities Scavenger Hunt. You don't want to miss that. Discord will be in the description. I'll see you guys in the next one.